Welcome to this gamblingsites.org how-to video. Today we'll be providing you with our beginner's guide to blackjack games and variations. There are a significant number of rules variations that casinos use to give players variety, and in some cases to try to get players playing games with a bigger house edge. Every variation comes with something to give the house a bit of edge back, which we'll go over as we go along. In this video, we'll be breaking down some of the more popular variants of blackjack. Let's combine all of the common rule variations into one simple section. The number of decks in use can vary from single hand up to using 8 decks at a time. The more decks in play, the worse the odds for the player. The way the dealer handles soft 17 can also vary, with the dealer either hitting a soft 17 or sticking on any and all 17s. Sticking on soft 17 actually benefits the player. Sometimes you'll be permitted to double down after splitting. If this is allowed, it adds a fraction of a percentage point of advantage to the player. Likewise, splitting after splitting is also a potential rule allowance that would benefit the player, however slightly. This means if you get 8s, split them, and get another 8, you could split them again and have 3 hands going at once. Casinos will vary with what hand you can double down on. The more you're allowed to double, the better for you. Finally, the ratio for a blackjack payoff. 3-2 is the standard, but many casinos, particularly those on the Las Vegas Strip, now try to offer 6-5. Avoid those tables like the plague. Now that the common rule variations are out of the way, let's get to the game variations. First is Blackjack Switch. Players make 2 bets and get 2 hands. Before beginning your turn, you'll have the option of switching the second cards in each hand. This makes it easier to get a blackjack or get a hand that's good to split or double down on. The concession here is that a dealer 22 is no longer considered a bust, but rather a push. Chinese blackjack has a few other names, but it's played with 1 or 2 decks of cards, and there is a player designated as the dealer for each hand. Your goal is to get closer to 21 than the dealer without going over. There are special hands for this game, with one example being called bad luck. This is just a standard natural blackjack, but it pays off at 2-1 instead of 3-2. Another example is the free hand. This is any 2-card hand totaling 15 points. If the player or dealer has this hand, they can stop the round and immediately reshuffle. It provides an effective counter to a bad luck. Double attack blackjack is popular in Atlantic City. It uses what's called a Spanish deck, which is a 48-card deck with the 10s removed. The Jack, Queen, and King cards remain, however, and still count as 10 points apiece. The reason this game has the name double attack is because the player has an opportunity to double their bet after seeing the dealer's up card. However, a natural blackjack only pays out at even money in this game. Double exposure blackjack is a variation where both dealers' cards are dealt face up, so the players can see the dealer's exact score. This is a big advantage for the player, so there are a number of constellations that the players have to give up. In double exposure, any tie hand becomes a dealer win, and a natural blackjack only pays out at even money. Match Play 21 uses a Spanish deck as well. The payout structure works differently here, with the natural blackjack paying out at 3-1, and bonus payouts for certain hands. For example, if you get 3 7s in your hand and the dealer also has a 7, you get paid at 40-1. Also, if you're dealt a 6, 7, and 8 of spades, you get paid off at 3-1. Perfect Pairs blackjack is standard blackjack with an additional side bet. This side bet has to match your original bet in size, and you win by getting dealt a pair. Payout scale varies based on what pair you get. For example, a perfect pair is a pair of the same suit, and it offers a 30-1 payout. Spanish 21 uses a Spanish deck, and now you know how the deck got its name. Since taking out the 4 10s from the deck decreases a player's chances of getting a natural blackjack, Spanish 21 has some generous rule variations. Most of them are just the most generous aspects of the standard rules that we went over first, like allowing for doubling down after splitting and allowing for you to re-split aces. A player blackjack always beats a dealer blackjack too, and that even goes for a player 21 against a dealer 21. There are also a bunch of bonus payouts for various hands, which you can find out more about on our website, gamblingsites.org. Player's Edge 21 is nearly identical to Spanish 21 with 2 additional rules. First, insurance pays 5-1 for a suited blackjack. Second, 2 cards of the same suit and rank are automatic winners no matter what. Pontoon is an Australian variation of blackjack that also resembles Spanish 21. This is not the same as the online blackjack game of the same name. Pontoon, of course, uses the Spanish deck and gives bonus payouts for certain hands. We list them all on our website, but a few examples are that any 5-card hand that totals 21 pays out at 3-2 odds, any hand of 6-7-8 or 7-7-7 where all of the cards are spades pays out at 3-1, and any hand of 7-7-7 that of the same suit pays out extra if the dealer also has a 7 showing. Bonus payout is $1,000 if the player is betting under $25, $5,000 if the player is betting $25 or more. You will not be eligible for any of these payouts if you double down on your original hand, though. Finally, Super Fun 21 is a popular game in Vegas. Natural only pays out at even money, but there are a lot of additional rule variations that favor the player. A player total of 20 always wins if the player has 6 or more cards. Player total of 21 always wins when it's made up of 5 cards or more and pays out at 2-1. Also, player blackjacks always win, with blackjacks of diamonds paying off at 2-1. You can find detailed strategy guides for each of these blackjack variants on our website. We have plenty of additional videos and articles for you to make sure that you are the best blackjack player that you can be, including more within the Blackjack for Beginners section. So make sure to check out gamblingsites.org for even more on the game.